We really do need more chaplains, particularly now. What's happening in the DoD is that it's growing and it's expanding. And so as it grows, as the force grows, we need more chaplains. And we need really good pastors. We don't need just somebody who meets the credentials. We need that pastoral heart that comes in there. And our Missouri Synod pastors, they bring that.
I believe it's important to tell the story of the Navy chaplains in order for us to get younger men thinking about coming into the chaplain corps and making a difference on a daily basis in this mission field of the military.
On all my deployments, we were lucky enough to have chaplains there, and having a chaplain there to speak to about spiritual items and concerns and prayer, getting to have communion, was a huge morale booster, at least for myself and the other Christians on board my ship.
He's one to say, where God needs me is where I'm going to be.
It's a wonderful thing, a wonderful opportunity to get to know people as Christ did himself, establish a trust relationship with them, and then have the opportunity at times of joy and crisis in their life to speak into their lives, to motivate them, and to share the love of Christ with them.
We are in the northern part of Camp Pendleton, California right now during a field exercise with my unit. They have what's called a Marine Expeditionary Force, and they're training about 30,000 Marines for combat. That was a mass casualty incident where they would simulate what could happen overseas sometimes.
Line 3, 2. Urgent.
Tomorrow we've got a 20-mile hike. It's part of our big evaluation before we deploy.
Lacing them up, huh?
Hey, Jamie, drink water.
20 miles in 8 hours with about 70 pounds. Chaps will come along with us.
I'm going on this 20-mile hike with these Marines because I'm part of this unit. So they have to train like they fight. Then you have to physically be able to keep up with the unit.
Too easy.
We're here as providers of religious ministry. I'm here as a witness of Christ, and if we're not out sweating and hurting with these guys, I mean, then we're not invested. You know, there's no point. So yeah, we're all in.
One of the very surprising things that I learned coming out here to San Francisco to work with the 11th Coast Guard District was the large number of suicides that take place in the Bay Area from all the bridges, but most particularly from this Golden Gate Bridge. We have the highest rate of suicide here in America right off of this bridge. And so many of our people struggle with that, going out and picking up the bodies. And to be here on a daily basis with the men and women of the 11th Coast Guard District and to speak life back into this situation where there is so much death is just a real honor and a privilege and a real ministry of presence, just bringing God and the forgiveness of Jesus Christ, and to bring hope back to our Coast Guard members who witnessed so much death right here in these very waters, right from this very bridge that we're sailing under.
The saying of the chaplains are the lifesavers really is a true statement for the Coast Guard.
Into your hands, O Lord, we commit our spirits, our body and soul, and all things.
A chaplain is always and must be always first and foremost a pastor. Chaplains are assigned to a unit. So my unit is the 1st Battalion of the 1st Special Warfare Training Group Airborne. Anywhere they go, I go as their spiritual caregiver.
Captain Morrison being a 4th jumper, we should be able to drop zone around 1400.
They deal with a lot of spiritual stuff, but this was incarnational. This was, in the flesh. I can't fly, so it's good that my chute worked right and I got back to the ground. Being a chaplain is great, but I'm a little prejudiced, I'd have to say. Being an airborne chaplain is better. There's a lot of camaraderie, and especially in the special operations community.
The airmen were very grateful that we were going door to door with ashes. And we did our service at the chapel. Many of them said, wow, thank you so much for coming. I couldn't get off work, but you came to us. Thank you so much, chaplain. So many times I have the opportunity to spread the gospel. I've been stopped just walking while on deployment, just walking through the desert. And some of our guys are sitting there in the hot desert sun, some of our maintenance workers. I'm like, what are you guys doing? It's 114 degrees out here. They said, we're all right, chaplain, but can you give us the good word? I said, right here and now? And they said, yes. And there I am giving those guys the gospel.
I believe a true man of God who walks on faith and walks with the word can easily be seen by his actions and how he speaks. And I believe he is a true man of God.
You need a military chaplain. You need an LCMS chaplain to minister to your son, your daughter, who has joined the United States Air Force to be the shield of liberty around the world.